I know the numbers is not even. It's okay. Don't even worry about it. Just listen to the show. You might see part four like 5 times. You be like, is it what part is it? Don't worry about it. Just click on it. Just know that it's a new show and that's just how it is, all right? So, you know, I was looking at something. I was looking for something with Master Shen, and I was like, okay, found it. I had to dig back into the crates because I was like, I don't know about all these other videos, and I'm not resonating with them and shit like that. Hold on, y'all. That's an alarm. Let's see, who am I calling? All right, all right. Let me start digging, and I found what I needed. Now, everybody, it is key that you understand something. Now, I'm not saying you have to be lonely. There's a difference between being alone and lonely, right? I'm saying that you think about it in a way of you are building something for yourself. You're building a frequency for yourself. And as you are focused and you're building this frequency for yourself, you need to also start paying attention to what works for you in this frequency and who works for you in this frequency. I am telling you, at this age right now, or any age, um, you will not appreciate the time that you lost with people because you will realize that they were not ever worth it. The times that I felt like giving up, and my aunt called and said, "Don't give up, Bree. Don't give up." Those times were wasted times. And who was I around when I wasted that time? You see what I'm saying? No one's ever worth it. Just this current situation I'm in now. And I just was like, what is it all worth? Like I had to say, like, what is it all worth? And then I remember talking to Cuzzo that told me the person that she was talking to, what kind of car she had, the career she had, but there was other parts of her that wasn't whole. There's parts of her that was not ever really whole, and it didn't even matter to her. Like, she didn't give a fuck no more. And that's another thing. You're going to not care about little things like that. No, that stuff's not going to matter you no more. You're gonna be like, that's all you got though. You're gonna be like, damn, you just got a nice ass house, okay, but you're empty on the inside of yourself. Like, you're not going to carry on your life because life has so much more meaning for you that you're gonna pull yourself to be isolated. You're gonna pull yourself to be alone. Pull yourself to hone into your craft more. That's what's gonna happen. Right. So when you decide, hmm, I want to start writing on such and such, right? Let's say the topic is, I'm going to start recording my thoughts, right? Or writing down my thoughts when I watch all these videos on YouTube and convert it into something, right? You got to start somewhere. And it may start with you get by, getting a note, taking notes, slow notes, little notes, then picking them up, getting a notebook, writing down more notes, right? Until you keep doing it until the idea fully grows. And then the next thing you know, you have a full-fledged idea. It might just be workbooks, ebooks. It might be a blog. You see what I'm saying? Or a vlog or a docu-series. See? That's what he's saying is it's just a thought. The mind, it comes and goes. I feel like energy just like gives you the thought, gives you the thought, gives you the thought. Who's gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? Type thing. And you start to grow it by nurturing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think about my script, right? And how I put it out there and I put out these actors. So I put a momentum out there, right? But I also will admit this, when the relationship came over to visit, I have not written since that person has come over. Since that person sat in that space with me, since then I have not written. And I was like, oh, because I have this to do and I have all this other stuff to do. And I realized this about my personality. But I had to realize energetically, no, that person's energetically didn't match what was going on there. And you don't know what people are thinking. And it's interesting because I kept thinking about that shit. I was like, yo, I have not written since this person been here. I have not written since this person been here. I need to get back into. I swear, I thought about all of that. I was on a momentum. I was writing. I was creating. Then they decided to come see me, and then this and that. And then so many times it was like, I'll leave you to it, and I'll be like, no, stay. You here already? I'm trying to tell you, bro. I think that I don't think relationships is a thing that we're supposed to do. I'm being for real. Unless it truly aligns with ourselves, but even then, it's just some of us we just have to be careful. Relationships ain't for us. Yes. This is what I was saying about if someone was really wealthy that came on the Kendra G show and they were really a good, they were really living the life they said they were living, and they were humble, and they were, you know, like, hey, I'm wanting to give your show a chance and support it and da 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 da. Maybe, I feel like maybe I could find someone that's like myself on there. Somebody like me is out. Kendra G will begin to ask that person the questions. What have you done to obtain this wealth and this, that, and the third, and blah blah blah. But the reality is that's a fantasy. That's a fantasy. Nobody of that caliber will go on that show. See what I'm saying? But I was just still making a point. you have to let go the need to be right. You have to let go the need to defend yourself. You have to let that go. You have to let go of someone trying to manipulate and pull you into trying to get something out of who you are and what you do and this, that, and the third. The way you get out of it is you always bring it to that person. You bring it, you will bring that mirror in their face. But hopefully you don't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thankful for, I peeped something in my life, right? And I was like, the last time at work, I allowed this manager to really get to me to the point I wanted to scream at them, right? And after it happened, I knew it wasn't about the manager. Remember, I said it was about me getting my pay, and I requested a raise. And of course, for whatever reason they made up to the reason why I can't get the raise, but then they offered me another position for a raise that would require more work, and I said no. Okay. And I realized in that moment, and when I realized in that moment that it was because of the money, it wasn't over this manager. That manager did not get to me at all. Then I also began to see this manager is getting frustrated low key because whatever they're trying to do is not working. And how I picked it up is because one time I was working the line and I was boxing, and it don't even ask me to describe my job, just boxing. And he goes, "What's the problem?" Because he's a manager that he's so lazy that you can put two things to the side that you can catch up on in the next 3 minutes. It's just things happen. You know what I'm saying? When you're working the line. And he's like, "What's going on?" Because he don't want to work. And it's like, I was like, just look at the line. And I respectfully said it. I said, look at the line. And he's like, look at the line. I said, yeah, look at the line. Because look at the line. If you look at the line, you will see how much work is coming down here because I'm at the end and it's not. And then when I told you how much work was coming down here, you told because I was pushing the work up. So I don't have nothing to say to you. I don't got nothing to say no more. And see, that's what happens to me. As soon as this person does, I don't have nothing to say to them. I'm just very quiet. Don't give them no energy. But I start peeping that this person was trying to purposely fuck with me. I didn't peep it before, but I was like, oh, this person is fucking with me. Just like that day, they was purposely fucking with me. But the moment I let go and realize, okay, this is my position, this is how much I'm getting paid, this is what I'm going to do forward in my life, this is what I'm going to make happen forward in my life, this is what I'm going to do with me and my money. That's when I became more at peace. I was like, wait a minute. I don't take jobs. I appreciate my 9 to 5s, but my 9 to 5 is not the pit stop. Thought about the 48 laws of money, about having multiple streams of income and all this type of shit. So I paused for a minute, y'all. Okay. So this is where my mindset is at. Then I start calling out shit with this person. Told my bro about it. I'm like, nah, this is what I peep about this person. So much we had a family table talk about it because my brother mentioned it. And I jumped in and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you something about this person. I was like, Ma, this person's like this, that, and the third. That's just what they do. They da 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 da. I even told other coworkers, I'm like, no, he's just lazy. He can't stand when he has to work. He can't stand when shit is beneath him. It's beneath him to sweep a floor. It's beneath him to do certain jobs. That's beneath him. See what I'm saying? And I can see these things and these traits about this particular person. Now, why am I telling you about this? I'm telling you about this because what I have absolutely come to see, right, is that in life, when you go into a place of silence, a place of self love, and studying books and the creative's code and stuff, you're going to find yourself not being worked up by other people. You're going to see people. This is what Robert Greene wrote the 12 Laws of Human Nature for. You're going to see people for who and what they are. And it's not going to move you. This person, I told my bro, I said, he's manipulative. He asks you the question because he wants to get out of the work. So anytime he asks you a question, he just wants to get out of the work. And I had to tell him, I said, this person is clearly a snitch. This person clearly has pull because I watched this person get people fired. And see, the thing about the chosen one, people gonna tell you some shit, even if they don't tell you. Because once that coworker told me that, I like, he didn't want to even tell me, but he didn't even tell all the way. He said, I'm not gonna repeat that. I said, all right, you got it. You said enough. And I said, I don't fuck with that. And I will openly tell the top managers, I don't pack out. This is why I don't pack out. And that hurt my feelings. And I feel like somebody made me feel like I was inadequate for the job. I don't like feeling that way. I'll lay it on thick. So I just don't feel, he's made me feel very uncomfortable working that station. See, I'm not stupid. You see what I'm saying? I'm not dumb. So, you have to understand too that you'll be clever in the things that you do as well. But these people ain't worth it. I promise you, they're not worth it. It was the last time I got into an argument with a coworker, the very last time, and that's the main thing that manager said. She said, "These people ain't worth it." Sometimes the universe will work through people to give you the message, because you have to remember you're on a mission. You have to remember I got this day job because it's to help me with the mission. You have to realize that. Mhm. This is something that I have to do in my screenwriting, my show running. I have to go back in my corner, build the momentum back up to get back to my writing. And I mean when I go to work today, I can literally just get back to writing. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot about this. Very long now. I thought y'all said it was canceled. Yes. Okay. This I did want to play this one next though. Definitely wanted to play this. Yes, it does. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 We're never alone. You're never alone. That's the reality. You know what's so deep about it? The most religious people are the most loneliest motherfuckers. Okay? And that's what tells you the difference between being spiritual. I'm glad he said it. Because you're not alone and you're not lonely. You're born like you're literally, unless you, even if you're a twin, you're still, unless you're damn near a Siamese twin. And I feel for anybody who's born as a Siamese twin. But unless you're born like that, you are born alone. Okay? You're born alone. Okay? And you will die alone. That's a harsh reality to face. And that feeling will, and then being a black woman and the things I told you about being a black woman, you don't got no allies, you don't got no fucking friends, you don't got no men. As a black woman, you're really alone. And all you have is yourself and your spirit guides or whatever you believe in. That's all you got to be by your side and your money and the relationship you have with your money, however you named your money. Mhm. Mhm. When you build a brand, when you build a business, you have to spend a lot of time with yourself. Okay? And you have to get people to do the jobs that will be too distractive, such as your social media. Okay? And this is where the AI assistant and all this stuff comes to play in a lot of people's lives. Okay? Then this is where your money management and all this stuff and all of these things you have to do on top of this. You can't have somebody that got this and that going on in their life. You can't have somebody having excuse me. Let me tell you how deep it is. Somebody can have some bullshit going on and you're with them and you're friends with them, though you may not be aware of it, energetically somehow you can be affected by it, not even realizing energetically that you are. And how I know this is because I feel deeply. And when people remove themselves out of my life, I always feel a shift. Okay? I always feel a shift. And this is the process. This right here that he is describing in this moment is the process of your success. This is the process of the things you negated and let go. This is the process of you being alone, in isolation, and creating. This is the process. This is the process of you letting things go, no matter how hurtful it is. Going through humiliation rituals, being embarrassed, being hurt, crushed, whatever. This is the process. This is why people who copy you, they're not going to succeed. See, that person who use the template of their writing style, that end up switching their writing style, gave me something that I utilize to this day that made me step myself up. And I appreciate that person. Could I just find them like that? Maybe I can, maybe I won't. And so taking the step to do that and create such beautiful work that I did, I used them as inspiration to create that blog. People say every time they go to, you can feel the passion in that blog. You love to fucking write. You are the writer. You love, excuse me, you love the write. Oh, hiccups. Mm, mhm. Mm-hmm. Remember when I was sitting here and I started getting into money and I started understanding the codes and the universal laws to money, like all this stuff started unfolding to me. Because this is not things I haven't seen before. I had the 48 laws of money. I had that book. I got into like the introduction and I never got into it because I wasn't fully ready for the book. That's why I closed it. And I told you, if you're not ready, you're not going to read. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, remember there was a point when I found the creators code. I said, I feel like I ain't supposed to know this shit. The creators code don't have that much views. I think it has 165,000 views or something. A lot of those things that I watch are in the K's. They're not in the millions. The motivational shit is in the millions. Go look at the motivational shit is in the millions, but the actual creators code, Florence, what's her name? Florence Shim. I forgot Florence name because she's a Shin too, right? Florence, him. These views, these are not in the high views. And that's why I was like, I don't believe I was supposed to. I don't believe I'm supposed to even be knowing this shit. And the fact that my subconscious even felt that is like I wasn't discrediting the universe. It was just like realizing like I ain't supposed to really know this shit, but I know it. Mhm. What? Yes. This situation I'm experiencing, this person is telling me something I said that triggered something in them. And because I used this word, and I'm like, it caused them to behave the way that they did. And I'm like, this person has a lot of internal turmoil that they have not dealt with. And this is why everything in their life is reflecting in the way that it does, because they have not dealt with this internal battle that they have within. And this person is projecting onto me what I'm doing or they think I'm doing, right? Because of what they do. This is an example of your energy doesn't have time for this. When you are working on yourself, doing things for yourself, and this and that for yourself, you don't have fucking time for the fuck shit. Because that's what it becomes. It becomes fuck shit that you need to get out your way, that you don't need to deal with. You go to work, you're going to start moving different. Hmm. When you sit around and you walk around in this world, you're going to start navigating different. Okay? That's what you're going to do. I need you to also understand that when you are navigating within yourself, I'll give a better example. Okay, I'll give you a visual example. Okay, so when you are sitting down and you are understanding what, let's say you're building your business, right? When you build a business and you build a brand, you have to get emotional. Okay, you have to get emotional. You have to get involved. You have to explain your brand. You have to get into why, all the whys of why you're doing this brand. You have to get into the planning of your brand. What kind of money, what kind of investments, sponsorships, depending what kind of brand you have, management agency, team, employees. It's so much you have to do when you are building a business, especially if this is something you've been working on for some time now and you finally got it settled. Payments, registration, all of this stuff is on your mind. You don't have time for somebody who's whimpering about some bullshit. You don't have time for somebody who is uh bothering you in your inbox about something. This goes back to that situation because I have to take it here. With Rico Nasty, when she was at Walmart preparing for her video, and I did a whole show on this. Don't ask me the name of it, but I did a show on this. And Rico Nasty was preparing for her video. And while she was preparing for her video, Asian Doll was harassing her. Remember? Asian Doll was harassing her. And she was just texting all this weird shit while I was trying to go shopping for my video. And so what happened is, right, it turned out to be that she ended up fighting this person. Needless to say, she still went on to make her video. Right? Needless to say, she still went on to make her video. Then, hold on. On top of that, the point was she didn't have time for that fuck shit. She didn't have time for it. And you can see the mission that Rico Nasty is on. She's still going. Okay? Another thing, this is going back to self-love. The more and more I'm sitting here, right, in my experience, the more and more I realize how much I need to let this person go. Right? How much I need to let go of everything that I'm attached to with this person. Because I have to think about what is higher than me. Where am I going? What is my mission? What am I missing And what am I letting go to get to something else? The ancestors don't, the universe don't push people out the way for no motherfucking reason. Even if you can see clearly that there's an energetic distraction there, please trust and believe what I'm telling you. Can't nothing come in between anything that's meant to be. It's like that vow that they say when people get married, don't let something put us under. Like, can't nobody come between. If these two shouldn't be together, speak now, forever hold your peace. So that's the person speaking. Hmm? You know what? Hold on, y'all. Stand play. Oh shit, y'all. I was on the wrong fucking screen. Shit. Get my shit together. Yes. Thank you for saying that. Don't. Yes. I've been I've been screaming that to the damn mountaintop. I've been screaming it to the mountaintop. Listen, you have already been who you are. Trust me, people see it. That lady, she's already been who she is. But I can still feel that she can sense that she's not at the level to where she wants to be. And I just hope she finds something in herself to heal through that. I can feel that. I do. But she's accomplished a lot. And so, even in those points where you've got distracted, for when she said, that's not your friend, don't date that person, this, that, these are all the things that was a part of the distractions in her life. I'm talking about Felicia Pride, Miss Honeychild. That's it, Miss Honeychild, right? She was talking to herself of all the times she got distracted. She has to let that go and accept what she is in the now. That woman said, what is it? The young lady that was talking to her was admiring her, saying, how, what is it like to be a writer, producer, CEO? She's admiring her. So you have to know that these things that you're doing is admirable, but let it be admirable to yourself. You have to also know there are people that probably don't even know people like you. They probably never even met someone like you before, because life is the way that it is. Sometimes we don't think about that. Us big city people, we don't think about that because we understand as inner city people that we get a luxury that many people outside don't get. They have luxury too. They don't realize the luxury that they have. But it's like both sides. Like you get the luxury as an inner city person, but you get the luxury as a person outside of the inner city as well. So both people can, the inner city people can see the luxury of what the person outside the inner city has, because you're in the inner city, so you have so much experience and culture and people around you. So much people. You have a luxury because you get to be around wealth. You get to walk around fucking $1 million owned businesses and companies. You get to see people in expensive ass cars and Maseratis and these different. You can walk down a whole street, and the whole street is everybody parked up with Maseratis. You get the luxury of that. You get to be in the frequency of wealth to manifest it. Years ago, I remember this guy had said this. He was like, what I love about, it was two things he had said. He was like, he said, what I love about New York City is it makes you hustle. It makes you go hard. It makes you say, I gotta get to this money to get to that. I gotta put the work in to get to that. I love the hustle that New York City gives you. It's like, I've been everywhere. He said, I've been everywhere. I'm telling you. He said, there's no place like New York City. He said, everybody else is corny. They can't dress and they fake this. Then he said, there's no place like New York City. And as somebody who's still learning the world more, planning to travel, making plans to travel. I always travel. It's just, it don't even be a plan. I just always travel, right? And then I've been to places and I want to go to more places and all these different things, right? I still understand to this day why that person said that. I still understand, even with myself, why I have come to appreciate the culture I come from, the cultured life that I have, and coming from New York City. I begin to see how much wealth I was around when I lived over there on that beach. The beauty of, you can be somewhere and stay somewhere, but have so much that you can do in that space that you don't have to leave where you are, because you have so much that you can just get on a bus and hop in your car and go to the next town. Like, you don't have to go out and seek it. But I also realized that even coming from the inner city, we know how to go to the events, have fun, socialize. We know how to do it. We also know how to see opportunity. See, we know how to look around and be like, if I had a business in this town, I will own a bus company. I'm not going to hold you. If I can get money to own a business in this town, I will own a bus company, and I will have significant passes and stuff for people who need to go to significant places. I would even make the bus company available to go to like towns over and little small. I swear to you, that's the business that I would have in this town. If you think you want to have a bus company out there, I got a town. If you have a bus company and you want your bus company to really flourish and you want to make some bread, I got the town for you. I mean, for real. and you're not going to be met with no competition. You'll be the only person with that business. And if somebody else come in, that'll just be your competition, or y'all probably a mesh together, whatever. But you'll perfect business for this town. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-mm. Y'all still hear him? I see a blank screen. What just happened? What's going on? Hold on, y'all. Technical issues here. Is it over? I swear, people just be cutting shit off. This part was very powerful. Let's get back to it. Let's go. Let's go to the next video. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, man. So, oh, mhm, 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 That right there is the ultimate key. Like when I tell you, you're gonna have to hone in, like you're gonna have to be 10 toes down in this path. You do. Okay. What is being removed out of your life, you gotta let it go. I'm literally sitting here and I'm like, yo, I'm texting back and I realize I'm like, am I defending myself? Am I explaining myself? You know? And I'm like, wait a minute, it's done. Whatever, like I can't control someone who clearly does not have good communication skills. Like clearly this person does not have good communication skills whatsoever. Clearly this person has a lot of growing up to do. And it's like I don't even want to get shady and attacking. I'm just like, you know what? Let it go. Just let it go. I was even like, you're gonna regret this. And they are. You know what I'm saying? They are. But at the same time, like, just let it all go. I'm not going back and forth with you over the fact that I gave you something to help you and you want to give it back and then you want to complain about, oh, there's so many times you never paid me back. I'm like, so what I owe you? Tell me the number and I'll send it to you. I'll make sure I have all your money for you. Because that's not what it's about. And I'm like, this is an issue with yourself. And I'm just a point of attack right now because I'm like, I see other people around you and what they do, but why am I getting so attacked? And I'm going to tell you what it is. This is the path of a chosen one. Okay? It's like we have to, we're given people us. I used to always wonder this, right? I used to say, why is it that the chick that is partying in the club all day, leave her kids in the house with family members all day, have all these different kids and all kind of shit all spread everywhere. Everybody is so quick to be there and help this bitch. But when you are on your grind, you're doing something, you can have one kid and you just need a little help just to get things done. Nobody wants to help you. This is the reality of what life is. And you may have to face the reality too when you're not aligned is that somebody could feel some type of way about you that you may not realize that they feel about you. That's the reality that I have to face. Maybe this person just feels some type of way about me as who I am as a whole and just other things that don't have nothing to do with me. And I also feel like, you know, she's this person expects me to probably or expected me to probably fight for them, you know, and get crazy and threaten to break shit and all that just to give them that to feel and I'm not there. And I'm never going to be there. You get what I'm saying? So there's just so much going on here. Yes. That was beautiful at the end. He just kind of dropped that and just left, dropped the mic. This man came out of nowhere.
Not because you.
Remember, I told y'all when I went to the bank, the treatment I got at that bank, how I was talking to at that bank. You know what I'm saying? Um, all of these things. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I gotta stop sharing and come back. The audio fucked up. Just so y'all know, after this show, I am going to disappear for a little bit. I'm gonna go away a little, just a little bit after this show. I'm going to I gotta handle some things, which I knew that already, but I gotta handle some things. I, I gotta do something in my background. Do it now.
People start to respond to you in a completely different way. It may not be obvious at first, but over time, you'll notice that conversations take on a deeper tone, people listen more attentively when you speak, and that your presence itself begins to carry weight. But what exactly does it mean to be still and present? And how can something so subtle have such a profound impact on how others treat you? Stillness is not the absence of action, nor is it laziness or passivity. Stillness is a state of inner calm and clarity that comes from not being constantly pulled by thoughts, emotions, or the chaos of the outside world. It is the ability to be centered regardless of what's happening around you. Presence is related but slightly different. It is the quality of being fully in the here and now, with your mind aligned in this single moment, not drifting into worries about the past or anxieties about the future. Most people live their lives distracted. They are constantly thinking about what they need to do next, reacting to what just happened, or trying to escape the discomfort of the present moment. This distracted state becomes the norm. As a result, when they interact with others, they are not really there. They might be listening, but not deeply. They might be looking at you, but their mind is somewhere else. This lack of presence creates shallow connections, misunderstandings, and a feeling of being unseen or unheard. But when you bring presence into your interactions, you immediately stand out. In a world where most people are not truly here, someone who is fully present becomes magnetic. A sense of calm in your demeanor, a depth in your listening, and a strength in your silence. You don't need to speak a lot to be noticed. In fact, when you do speak, your words carry more weight because they come from a place of awareness rather than impulse. This presence cannot be faked. It must be cultivated. It comes from practicing mindfulness throughout the day, noticing your breath, your steps, your thoughts without trying to control them. It comes from learning to pause before reacting, choose your words deliberately, and to hold space for others without needing to fill every silence. These simple but powerful habits build the muscle of presence. People can sense when someone is truly present with them. There's an unspoken language in the way you look at them, in how you listen without interrupting, in how you remain calm even when emotions are high. That kind of presence makes people feel safe. It makes them feel respected. And in return, they respect you. They trust you more. They pay attention. Stillness and presence also affect how you carry yourself physically. Your movements become more intentional. Your body language opens. Your eyes steady. Without saying a word, your presence tells people, I am here, fully. And when you are fully here, others feel invited to do the same. This opens the door to deeper conversations, more meaningful relationships, and stronger mutual respect. One of the most powerful things about cultivating stillness is that it teaches you not to react to every trigger. In moments when others might get defensive, you remain composed. In situations where someone might argue or raise their voice, you remain grounded. That ability to stay calm under pressure shifts the dynamic in any interaction. It communicates strength. Not the loud, aggressive kind, but the silent, rooted kind. And that kind of strength is rare. That kind of strength earns quiet admiration. Stillness is not about withdrawing from the world. It is about engaging with the world from a place of peace and clarity. It's about showing up fully, without distraction, without ego, and without rushing. When you live this way, people notice. They may not be able to explain it, but they feel it. Your presence becomes a reflection of discipline and depth, and they will begin to treat you with the same respect, attentiveness, and calm that you embody. Discipline and integrity are not just words or abstract virtues. They are living forces that shape how the world perceives and responds to you. When you begin to truly embody discipline and integrity, even in the smallest moments, something subtle but powerful changes in your interactions with others. You no longer have to demand respect or prove your worth. People begin to treat you differently because they can feel the difference in how you treat yourself. One single action with full presence and intention, backed by discipline, has more impact than 100 hollow gestures. Discipline starts with the decisions you make when no one is watching. It's not about routines or harsh self-control, but about consistency, awareness, and alignment. When you say you will do something and then do it again and again, you build trust with yourself. And that self-trust is the foundation of confidence. Real confidence doesn't come from pretending to be more than you are. It comes from proving to yourself that you are capable, committed, and reliable. And when that becomes part of who you are, people pick up on it instantly. Others begin to treat you differently because they sense that you are someone who follows through. You don't talk about your goals endlessly. You work on them quietly. You don't make promises you cannot keep. And when you speak, your words have weight because they are not casual. They are backed by consistent action. This is the essence of integrity, being whole, being undivided, living in such a way that your values and your actions are not separate but aligned. Integrity is rare in a world where many people wear different faces in different settings. But when you are the same person in private as you are in public, when your words, thoughts, and actions reflect the same values, others begin to respect you more deeply. They may not always agree with you. They will sense something real and steady in you. They will know that you are not easily shaken and that you don't bend with every opinion or trend. One of the most transformative things you can do, act with full presence and integrity in a single moment. That one moment, done with sincerity, can shift how others see you. Imagine showing up on time, not because someone is watching, because you value time and commitment. Imagine finishing what you start, not for praise, because your word matters to you. These simple actions, repeated over time, make you dependable. And dependability is a form of strength that others deeply respect. People might not always verbalize it, but they notice when you carry yourself with discipline. See it in how you take care of your responsibilities, how you respond to setbacks, how you choose growth over comfort. Your actions teach others how to treat you. If you are consistent, focused, and honest, people will start treating you with the seriousness and respect that you show yourself. But discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being committed to growth, even when it's difficult. About showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about keeping your word, especially to yourself. And in doing so, you create a presence that commands respect, not through force, but through steadiness. With steadiness, there's a deep sense of dignity that comes with integrity when you are no longer trying to impress others or pretend to be something you're not. You become more real, and people are drawn to what is real. In a world filled with performance, authenticity becomes magnetic. When your actions and intentions align, others begin to trust you, not just with words, but with their time, their attention, and their respect. This shift doesn't require loud declarations or grand gestures. All it takes is one intentional action, a commitment kept, a promise honored, a moment of honesty even when it's uncomfortable. These moments define your character, and character is what ultimately defines how others relate to you.
Yes.
When you choose discipline and integrity,
See, when you give this to you, right? Shout out to y'all that's still hanging around with me. Shout out to y'all, man, because I'm learning how to work these screens and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to y'all. All right. Yeah. So let me see something real quick. Why do you build this for yourself? Huh? Why do you build this for yourself? You build this for yourself because this is the standard that you have for yourself. It's the same standard you're gonna have when you meet other people in your life. And let me tell you, as you grow within yourself, your standards will come with that. Your frequency is going to grow with you. There are things that 5 years ago, no, give me 10 years ago, right? I remember I'll be like, yo, man, this person got too much bullshit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going on. I don't really want to fuck with this person like that, bro. And then the person will be like, well, why are you not being friends with them because of that? This is why you don't have no friends, right? But I had hold on. But I had to realize, I had to come to realize, because see, right now in my life, here I am in that same spot. Energy matters. Okay? Energy matters. And as soon as your body feels like, I don't want to fuck with this person because of what they got going on. I don't want to fuck with this person because this person is X, Y, and Z and such and such and such and such. You're feeling that for a reason. Okay? You're feeling that for a reason. The moment that you also go into a place of how do I say it? Of that, right? Because what I learned is the body does not feel that for no reason. Okay? The body does not get this feeling of, let me get the fuck away from this person. Because when you begin to shift, the frequency around you begins to shift. And this is what happened to me. And I'm going to speak about the pattern. So now I'm talking to y'all. Hold on. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out. And I didn't realize it was over 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and close out, and I'm going to go ahead and tell my story. And it's going to be a